Hey, what's up guys, it's Sundarian, and today's a very special day. I get to unbox and take a look at my brand new very own Sapphire R9 Fury. Now this is a piece of hardware that I've been looking forward to getting my hands on for quite some time now. Not only is this AMD's brand new Fiji GPU, which brings us our first generation implementation of high bandwidth memory, but it's also coupled with Sapphire's legendary Tri-X cooling design. So I gotta say, hopes are pretty high. Let's see if this thing delivers. So first things first, let's take a look at and see what comes inside the box. Taking a look at the outside of the box, it looks a lot like the R9 200 series lineup of cards, except for it has a front cutout displaying the card inside. Also adorning all sides of the box, you're going to see references to high bandwidth memory, liquid VR, Tri-X cooling, and a whole litany of other features you may or may not find useful. Now taking it out of the box is a relatively unceremonious affair with no fancy embossed envelopes housing your driver's and warranty information, which is actually fine by me, assuming that the money that it would have took to accomplish that went into the card itself. So let's go ahead and get this thing flipped around here and take a look at what comes inside. So first up we have this massive 12-inch by 5-inch or 30 centimeters by 13 centimeters behemoth of a card. Also in here is a 3-foot HDMI and a DVI to DisplayPort converter, as your only output options on here are going to be 3 DisplayPorts and 1 HDMI. So let's jump on in here and take a closer look. Keeping the 3584 stream processors cool, as well as the 4GB of HBM and the 6-phase power delivery system, is Sapphire's newly redesigned Tri-X cooler, which features 3 90mm fans that blow air down through a very dense array of aluminum heat fins that are 2 inches thick and fed by 4 6mm, 2 8mm, and 1 10mm heat pipes. So aesthetically speaking, this generation's Tri-X cooler is a large departure from last, doing away almost completely with the somewhat overbearing orange accented shroud and opting instead for a much more subdued, dark, non-angular design, which I think a broader range of customers will be able to appreciate. Also accompanying this year's model, which was conspicuously lacking from the last, is a very nice looking backplate and a very interesting lattice-like support mechanism meant to reinforce the back of the cooler. Also, while we're back here, let's go ahead and take a look at the 9LED GPU usage indicator, as well as these 2 buttons here whose functionality completely eludes me, not to be confused with the dual BIOS switch that can be located right here. So yeah, if anybody has any idea what those 2 switches do, please let me know in the comments. Also, something I thought would be pretty cool to check out is an actual visual comparison between this year's Tri-X cooler and last year's, which I just so happen to have on hand. And all in all, I would definitely say it's an improvement. As you can tell, I went as far as to paint the shroud on mine from orange to red because it was so off-putting and contrasted so badly with my system's design. As it sits right now, I really like this design and have no future plans to modify it. So those are the physical aspects of this thing. Why don't we go ahead and see how this beast performs. There you have it. This thing is an absolute beast. It sits there and goes toe to toe with the 980 and generally beats it in just about everything. Couple that with the 99% scaling rate that people have been experiencing in Crossfire, which is exactly what I plan to do with this thing. This is definitely the card to beat at $550. That is, if your case is able to facilitate this friggin' beast. Anyway guys, I'm Sundarian. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope some of you guys found this a little bit useful. I enjoyed making it, and I'm going to get back to playing me some games.